Imagine spending 2 weeks in hotel quarantine and getting to the finish line only to be told you have to do it all again. Karen and Jeff Crooks were in the Grand Chancellor Hotel in Brisbane after returning from the US, where they'd been living for 12 months. They did their time, but the mutant strain outbreak means they're back to square one. I spoke to Jeff and Karen a short time ago from their hotel room. Karen and Jeff, thank you for joining me. I think everyone would be feeling for you tonight. How are you doing?
Yeah, a little bit better than yesterday, Layla. Yesterday was a bad day. We struggled a bit. I mean, this morning, my brother's funeral. We've struggled a bit today, but I mean, we're okay now. We're fine.
Now, you've been told you've got to do another 14 days. That's 28 days in total. Are you being looked after as much as possible?
We don't think so. All these rooms are pretty small. This room is smaller than our previous room, no balcony. We did expect, like, we're not anti-quarantine, we're pro-quarantine. We understand we need to do this, but we would have thought after doing 14 days, we would have been given a little bit better room, possibly with a balcony, because they're designed for one-night stays.
Some fresh air. It's not asking much, is
it? Fresh air is what we're after.
Exactly.
Yes.
What are the chances? Are they doing anything about it?
No, it's really hard to get any feedback at all. I mean, nobody talks to us. We've rang down here twice this morning trying to get hold of the nurse on site, and we're told that they're too busy and they'll call us back. That was 7 o'clock this morning. It's now 3 o'clock or so, and we haven't got a phone call back. So we get they're busy, but you know, if they're going to put us in these rooms, look after us, have a bit of empathy, and just understand what issues we're having.
Yeah, that seems very reasonable to me. When did you find out that you were being moved and starting quarantine over, and how did they break the news to you?
Hey, knock on the door at 11 p.m. We were due to leave the hotel Grand Chancellor at 1 minute past midnight, and we heard 1 hour and 1 minute before we were to leave. It was tough, very, very tough.
Your heart must have dropped.
You can't even imagine. I really felt sorry for that policeman who had to deliver the news to us, but we just could not believe it.
Yeah.
So the concern.
So our story's not about, you know, against the system. It's about, if we're going to be put in these, make them comfortable. You know, I doubt even very much whether the Premier of Queensland has even talked to anybody who's gone through quarantine and understands, you know, just the circumstances you've got to stay in. This room is 10 paces across.
The concern, of course, is that this UK strain that's very contagious seemed to be going through the Grand Chancellor Hotel. Do you feel safe now, or do you feel like you could be being infected?
Look, I've had 5 tests, all negative in the last 20 days or so. Had a pre-test before I left the US. I've had 4 tests in quarantine. Like, I was getting a lot of sinus issues in quarantine, so I requested a second test. And they all come back negative. But, you know, I continuously hear the Premier say, this is a really contagious disease, this is really bad, we need to be really careful. It was 3 levels above us 6 days before that. We knew about it. So why wasn't something done then? Like, it's the last minute that frustrated us, really.
What would you like the outcome of this interview to be? I mean, you're not expecting to be let out, are you?
No, but I think we've talked about this a lot, me, Kaz, and it's not about. There's a lot of haters out there who think, you know, that we're down by the pool drinking cocktails. We were prepared to do quarantine. We knew all about it. We've done our homework. That's part of the system. It's about doing it again, making sure the facility was better than the first time. Have some compassion about, okay, we've been here for 2 weeks. We were lucky we had a small balcony in the first quarantine. This time the room's smaller, no balcony, and we've already done 14 days. We are not going to survive in this room for another 14 days. So just the Premier, if you're listening, I mean, it's just about, give us a ring. Talk to people who've been in quarantine and understand what the issues are, These rooms are designed for 1 and 2 night stays, not 2 weeks, 4 weeks.
You're
So
doing
that's
this for the
message.
community, and I'm sure that a lot of people are very grateful to you and feel for you tonight. I guess on the plus side, it looks like you like each other. You're getting on okay.
Yeah.
No, we're pretty good. We get on pretty well.
Yes. That's a positive. Yes.
Yeah. Well,
We
look
were very
after
positive
each
in the
other.
first 2 weeks. So
Yes.
yeah.
And I mean, we really feel for the people that are in rooms on their own. That just must be devastating. I don't know how they are coping with no support.
Do you think that they're being looked
And-
after?
I'm guessing they're getting the same treatment that we are and seeing nobody.
Yeah.
Lots of people, we're way up high, 14th, 15th level. You can't see anything down below. There's no contact. You have no contact with anyone. So I'm guessing they're very, very lonely.
Just a shout out before we go, there is a fantastic quarantine community online, and we just would like to say thank you to all those guys who are supporting us, because there's a heap of people in our position. We're lucky enough to get this opportunity to talk to you guys, but there's a lot more people out there with similar issues. We don't want to sit here and talk about my brother's funeral, our personal experiences. We want to talk about how to make this system and process better than it is. We've been doing it 12 months now. Surely we can get it better than this. So shout out to those guys. Thank you.
Well said. Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks for your time.
Bye.